So it's February 5th. We're just out checking on all the colonies, making sure that the singles that we're feeding, like this one, have enough food. And then just going to look at the rest of them on thermal to make sure they are still in the lower box and not in need of any additional feeding. We just finished a week of single digits with wind chills below 0, so just kind of trying to check and see if anyone died. So far we haven't lost any. We're still 49 of 49, but we'll see after today if that's changed. So let's take a look inside here and see how these ones are doing. So these are, oh, you can see they're doing really well. They still have plenty of sugar. These are the mating nukes that we combined in August, just before we were trying to get them ready for the winter. So we sold the queens out of there and combined them all and just made singles. So that's what we're doing today. We'll give you a little video of how the thermals look if the camera picks up a good thermal signature on these colonies. Alright, so here is an update. We did find one of our singles. We were feeding them, so here's the sugar that we took off. So there's still a bunch of sugar, but it's just to show you that they can still starve. So here's our queen. I'm fairly confident this colony starved out. So you can see this frame. There's no food on it. The frame that was next to them, this is where the cluster was. You can see the heater bee butt sticking out. So they did have some honey on them, but it's possible it just got too cold and they couldn't get over there. But here, this was the outside frame, also had part of a cluster. You can see, you hold this a sec. You can see where the cluster was. You can see that they had some honey. And then on the back side, there's still a bunch of honey. You can see there's a bunch of dead bees in the bottom. And then let's pull this next frame. I'll give you the camera. So we'll set this aside. Let's see what's on the next frame. It has more cluster. Don't lose this glove because it's just going to end up all sticky. Jeez Louise. So here's more of the cluster, and they still don't have any honey on this frame. Nothing within reach. There's honey on this down in the corner, but not where they were at. So I'm pretty sure they just clustered in a spot and just couldn't move. And so they starved, even though they had sugar on top, and even though they had honey in the cells. But I don't see any brood. We should check. Let's check the other frame that had the queen on it. Check that one and see if there's any brood underneath the queen. I'm guessing not. But here's the queen. So they do not have any brood. I'm going to peek and see if there's eggs. So they do have a couple kept brood here, but nothing, not a whole lot, and I don't see any eggs. So I just think they starved out. But that's our first loss of the year. We didn't anticipate the singles making it as far as they did. So we do anticipate losing some of these. But it was just to see if we could get them through. We could have combined them and made a couple doubles that would have been stronger and arguably maybe would have been able to get through, but we just got to figure out what we can get away with and what we can't. So, but just thought we'd share that with you.